everyone, and welcome to this interview series. Today, we have with us a man who can create, manifest the impossible. He does this all the time. Today, we're going to discuss not all, because he's done so many manifestations, but the major manifestations that he's created, really amazing impossible things, and how he did it, so you guys can model him and the advice that he has for you guys. So if you're excited for me to introduce our speaker today, I have all the pleasure in the world to introduce you to my friend, my student, someone who's now my accountability partner. I want to introduce you all to Dr. Tushar Sinha. Hi Tushar, welcome to our program.
Hey Karthika, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here. Hey everyone, have a nice day.
Yes, have a nice day. So before we even get started, would you be open to just introducing who you are and what you do to our audience?
Yes, I am an orthopedic surgeon in the making. I am in my final year of residency at the moment, and I've been in pretty much most of Karthika's courses. I think the law of attraction course, then the living in freedom course, the MMMC course. I've studied a lot of mindfulness and meditation, mostly through Karthika, and the interest that has ignited in me for meditation and for fixing my life has come through the SynchroShakti Academy. So I'm really, really grateful for that.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for sharing. So let's jump in immediately to what are these impossible things? I mean, people have clicked on this title, The Man Who Can Create the Impossible. So what are these impossible things? So firstly, I will just make one list from, what I think are the key ones, and then you can explain how you did those. Okay. So the first one is towards your lifestyle.
Yes, I am gay. And I have been gay since I remember. It's been a difficult journey being an Indian in a conservative country like India. But of late, I have battled the odds. My family approves, my friends approve, everybody that I know of is completely okay with it. And I am looking to also adopt in the future, which is also a work in progress. But yeah, from coming from a background where I was bullied and ridiculed, and where I almost committed suicide because of all of the hate that I had gotten from that level, from my family's inacceptance, from that level, coming to a place where I'm so comfortable with my own sexuality, where my family is so comfortable with my own sexuality, and where I've got a world full of people who allow me to be who I am. It's a really big leap forward, and mindfulness has played a really, really big part in it.
Fabulous. So that is, we were talking on the phone the other day, and we said in India, people are not able to get married to their own, religion, their own caste, because there's some issues. And then you created a reality around you where people have not only supported you to marry someone of the same sex, but to continue and to adopt a child, and your parents are totally on board when at one point they were not, which is a major impossible thing to manifest in India, but you've done that, so I'm proud of you. The second impossible thing that you manifested was your health. One is the panic disorder, the anxiety disorder that you reversed. The second was the multiple ulcerations that you had in your body that you cured. The third one was the HIV diagnosis that you reversed into being a normal human being again. And you're a doctor, so you yourself know the timelines were crazy. So can you tell the audience, how did you manage to do the impossible with your health?
Yes, when these things hit me and when I was just diagnosed, it did come as a shock. But then as the shock passed away and I started breaking it down and then just doing what I learned in SynchroShakti for the past 3 years, things just magically fixed themselves. My HIV viral load got down to less than 20 copies within a couple of months, I think 45 days. My CD4 count rose within 2 or 3 months, I think 3 months. When my doctor had given me a timeline of 1 entire year, he said that my entire life is going to pause for 1 year, but 3 months and I was set. I joined back work in a COVID positive hospital, and I've been in a COVID positive hospital for the past 8 or 9 months with my condition, and serial COVID tests have been negative, whereas people with normal immunities and normal lifestyles and stuff, or they are coming positive.
But one thing you mentioned before to me was usually people with such compromised immunity or comorbidity, in that case, they tend to be very shriveled up and thin and, lack of energy, but you've been on top of your game.
Yeah, do I look thin?
No, that's what I'm saying. You've been on top of your game, and you've always been in pure positive health. So how did you do it? How did you create that impossible health manifestation?
Well, I joined the MMMC, which we had a course of last year, the Magic Morning Manifestation Club, where we woke up at 5 a.m. and we did our savers. Okay. Now, savers is something, it's an abbreviation for silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. So silence would be a meditation, which would be mostly a mindfulness meditation. Affirmations would be writing down your desires and believing them to be true. Visualization would be, visualizing it in your mind to be true.
Then, and you saw the exact numbers on your report.
I had written an exact CD4 count and an exact viral load. And when I got my CD4 test done, my count was exactly the amount that I had visualized or I had written down when I was trying to manifest my desire.
Right. So you wrote down the exact amount, you closed your eyes, you visualized seeing that report, seeing that number, you practiced the emotion of excitement and joy before 3 months before you got that particular reading, right? Yes. And the whole time your vibration and your health was perfect. You didn't get sick, you didn't have any issues.
Absolutely not. In fact, the reason why I was at such a high was because the session was so powerful. I mean, I would get up at 5 a.m. and 6 o'clock in the morning when everybody was worried and glued to the TV about what is happening with the world and with COVID.
Yeah, I was the rest of us were sitting 5 a.m. getting
dancing, and I was, just on a very different level of vibration.
Early morning, 5 a.m. We were dancing, we were visualizing, we were affirming, we were doing, why do I believe it's possible? Why do I deserve it? Positive reasons why I'm loving it, all this higher vibrational stuff at 5 in the morning that molded our 2020 the way that it did. People who lost their jobs got fabulous jobs after that. People who lost their jobs got reinvented themselves, created new economies, created much more money than they ever had before. Health, people, wheelchair people who were bedridden, suddenly walking, running, flying. We were creating miracles because of one thing. What he mentioned is
1 hour every morning for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we did 1 hour from Feb 2020 to December 2020. Yep. That's how much energy of high vibes you were in. So your panic disorder healed with the mindfulness practice from our LIF practice, which is basically you observed the emotions in the body, you observed the anxiety, allowed it to come up without judging it or resisting it, and then it rewired your brain over many months of you doing this.
4 to 5 months, if I'm correct.
Yeah, so those of you who don't know how to do this pain body work that he's talking about, you can check out a video of mine called ODE Method. That will help you heal a lot of the anxiety. You can just type SynchroShakti anxiety and you'll get plenty of anxiety tips. So he healed the anxiety and multiple ulcers as well as the CD4 count. Now the next impossible manifestation that you created was the car. So this was at a point where you didn't have money in your account. You were getting some pocket money from your family, and that was obviously not even close to what you need to buy this car. You had a specific vision of which car it was, which model, which color, and it just so happened that there was only one left. There was one left in the dealership at a time where you didn't even have the money. Somehow you were visualizing that as well. Can you just walk us through how that happened?
Yeah, so the car was a Volkswagen Vento DSG gearbox, the top of the line variant, and I had seen one of my friends' car who had it, and I drove it just once, and I fell in love with the car. Since then, for a year, maybe 1.5 years, I was obsessed with the car. Constant visits to dealerships, constant test drives in private, of course, without anyone knowing. I would come back home and I would, feel how it would feel to sit in a brand new car. I would memorize the smell of a brand new car, the brand new leather smell. I memorized how the steering felt, how the engine sounded, and I would just sit with myself, shut off my phone, and all I would do was sit and visualize about me sitting and driving that car, the VW logo on the steering wheel. I did this again and again and again. I lost count of how many times I've actually done this. And last 2019, the money just showed up. And
how did it show up exactly? Who gave you the money?
I earned it, but so I'm a big spender. I'm a huge spender. but for some reason there was exactly 12.5 lakhs in my account with 1 year of work. And when I went to the dealership and I asked them about the cost of the car, their cost price was 12.5 lakhs exactly, and I put it into a bond which matured 1 day before I was booking the car.
Wow. Okay, so you didn't have money when you were starting to attract this car. No. And then the money piled up into your account despite being a big spender, just enough for you to have bought that one. And multiple people are trying to buy that car. Yeah. And then the dealership called you and then said, turns out it's meant for you, because somehow in the last minute someone pulled out. Isn't that the story? If I'm paraphrasing?
No, that's not what happened. No. The car was in the dealership since August, because that was his production month. And it was just there in the stockyard, just sitting there, and nobody really claimed it for reasons unknown. I had driven down to the stockyard to find it was a test drive as well as a drive to find out the registration number and the chassis number and stuff like that, my own research things. So I went, I saw the car, I was like, this is the exact car I wanted. I even pinpointed that this is the car I'm going to get. And about there were
the car I'm going to get.
There were 100 Ventos standing there, maybe, and I was like, this is the one. And it was me and my mom, and I took her there basically just because I wanted her to select the color, because I wanted a blue car, but I knew that she liked it gray. And she's like, what, gray is fine. You've had gray cars before. This is the car. So we both were like in unison. You're ready. We came back to the dealership. We booked the car, and since the point we booked the car, for about 3 or 4 days later, the service advisor got about 5 or 6 phone calls asking him, if there was a blue color Vento or a Highline Plus Vento with a DSG gearbox available. And he said that the last car that was in the stockyard in Pune has been sold out. So that's when he called me 3 or 4 days later. He got so many calls. He 3 or 4 days later, he gave me a call and he's like, sir, this is what's been happening. And I think this car has been made exactly for you.
Okay, amazing. So for those of you who are interested in manifestation, especially around money, because you're good with manifesting money. You also manifested this gold pendant and 1,000 other things. Like you, during lockdown, you got 2 properties of yours, your parents.
Yeah, my parents' properties rented.
Yeah, you got rental at the pricing that you chose during lockdown, when nobody was making any money. And
the streets were shut, but then for 1 week they reduced the lockdown in Pune, and that's when I got the renter who matched my price of rent, who matched my deposit. I gave him the rent, we made the agreement, and a week later the lockdown was back again in full swing. How even we are like, puzzled how that happened, but
But you have a good energy around money. So talking about money energy, I just want to plug in here. We can help you attract money. This is one of the major things.
I don't pride myself on that.
So our students who follow our money energy tips always manifest money. Those of you who are here looking to manifest money specifically, we're doing a free class, and this is our way. This was not free information. All of these guys paid for the information, but we're doing this as a way to give back during the pandemic, to teach you exactly how to attract money by teaching you money energy secrets, 6 of them, very exciting secrets, things you've never heard of anywhere before. I promise you. That's one of the things. Have you been for the money webinars? Have you ever heard any of those things outside? Nobody has heard of them, even because I created them from my experience. I've never read about them outside, but they work. If you're excited or even intrigued to find out what are these 6 money energy secrets, please register for that class. It's happening on the 29th. It is free. It is our way of giving back. 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Please register. There will be a replay and all that, but just register. Don't miss this class, especially if you want to attract money. So having said that, let me ask you, yes, okay, there are so many other manifestations, but what final advice would you give to somebody who's trying to manifest amazing things in their life?
You may have a desire to get many things, but there's so many people who are like, I want this, but it's not happening, or I'm never having any success in life, or I'm not able to attract anything, or my life is such crap. Listen to what you're saying. You're attracting, you attract what you feel, right? So you need to first change your perception about your entire reality. You need to believe that there are other realities out there and that you can attract it. That's the first one. The second one is consistency. I may have a list of success stories on Facebook in the group, but that's not. It hasn't come in one night. I have actually sat with my pain bodies for hours and hours. I remember having 4-hour-long meditation sessions just by myself. I've given that level of dedication. I've had that will to turn my life around, because the last 10 years were pure hell. And I knew that, I mean, the rest of my life is not going to turn out like these last 10 years. And I just wanted to change that. Yes, fine. SynchroShakti did give me a roadmap, but the effort that I put was entirely mine. And I feel that if I can fix my life with the kind of trauma, the kind of crazy things I have been through, if I can fix that, then anybody in this world can fix anything that they're going through. It's
That's
just
right.
about your dedication, all about your consistency. Kartika will give you the roadmap. Just trust yourself, trust your coach, and keep pushing forward.
That is powerful. I liked how you said the coach is the roadmap and not the one who gets you the result. Don't put all your hopes on a course. Take the course material and put the hope in yourself. Trust yourself to make the most out of your coaches, your trainers, your courses, because you're the only one who can walk the talk. And it's not just about consuming videos and books. It's about actually practically dedicating. I mean, I remember you, like you said, 4-hour pain body meditations. You used to text me all the time when you lost faith, used to bring you back and used to question, and I used to break your questioning, if you remember those days.
The first session that I had, the first pain body that I had was so bad that I had messaged you and I told you that I don't want to continue with living in freedom anymore. And I'm like, I'm going to quit. Then when I calmed down, because I was in such a bad situation, there was so many pain bodies coming from everywhere. But then when I calmed down and I thought, you know what, I've been with SynchroShakti for the past 2 months and everything that I have learned here has worked. Maybe I'm just doing this wrong. Maybe I just need a new way of looking at things. Then I, broke it down, and then you helped me, of course, with all of my messaging and all of your replies to my messages, all of that. And slowly and steadily, things just got better.
Master manifester, star pupil of SynchroShakti Academy. Everybody wants it, and we've been discussing this so long. Majorly what Tushar does is he works on his emotions. He works on his emotions. If he's feeling down, he will do a mindfulness meditation. If you don't want to, I mean, I'm not selling you into my courses because they're qualified, but if you read this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, this will show you how to heal your inner suffering. That's all you need to do. If you heal your inner suffering, the rest of life will flow, because the universe has heard you. The moment you have a desire, the universe has heard you. Now just remove the crap. That is the inner suffering, negative thoughts, judgments, resistances, all of those things, and you will flow into your desires easier. Most people do the opposite. They only want to do positive, but don't deal with the negative.
Not at the emotional level of it. The emotion is lacking.
The emotional, so prioritize your emotional healing, because then you will go you will be in the flow of things, because manifestation is a law of ease. The more ease you can bring into your body, mind, and emotions, the more you create. The more tension you bring into your body, mind, and emotions, the more you block. So this is, I think, the biggest secret that you didn't mention here was the mindfulness aspect of it, or the healing of inner suffering. So that is it. I think great final words to end with that. Thank you, Tushar, for all the great advice. And, I love the getting into the car dealership, memorizing the smell, the sound of the engine. Those are the things that your body practices and you end up manifesting. So thank you for sharing your secrets with everyone. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, there's a money class happening on the 29th. Please register for it here in the description. If you took back from Tushar's sharing, please comment below, what did you take back? Are these kind of stories inspirational to you? Because to me, they are. This guy has done so many amazing things that we can't even put in one video. So just trust the process, trust the content, trust your coaches. Give your 5,000% consistently. Results are yours. Keep putting yourself in a state of ease every day. You will create. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Tushar. And I look forward to seeing you in another video.
Thank you for having me.
Most welcome. Bye.